All right. All right. So, hi everyone. So, a few weeks ago, I did a Reddit Ask Me Anything AMA on perfectionism and therapy, and I got so many interesting questions. It was a lot of fun. And I noticed a common thread of questions in particular were about therapy and online therapy. So, I wanted to take some time today to talk a little bit about online therapy and share some of the answers to the questions that I got. For those who don't know me, my name is Dr. Morgan Levy, and I am a licensed psychologist in Florida. Okay, so I have a list of points that I want to go through that I found were the most common questions from the AMA. So, the first thing I want to focus on is about online therapy and its effectiveness. So, I had a lot of questions asking, is online therapy effective? Does it actually work? And the answer is it does. And research shows that it can be just as effective and sometimes even more effective than in person therapy. And something else that I think can really help with making online therapy effective, and I'm going to talk about this a little later on too, is creating a therapeutic environment for yourself. So, this could be being in a comfortable chair, having a blanket, making sure you have tissues. So, creating a therapeutic environment like you would have if you were in an office. Something else that I think is really great about online therapy and helps with the effectiveness is it allows the therapist to see into your home in a way that and see your world in a way that we might not have seen before. So I love meeting my clients' pets. I think it shows, a different side of them that I might not have seen before, and I love animals, so it's fun to meet them. So another common question that I got was about the security and confidentiality of online therapy. So I'll focus on the security first. So, online therapists should typically be using HIPAA secure software where your information is encrypted and it's not stored or recorded anywhere. And so, what that means is your therapy session should be confidential in that regards. Now, in terms of confidentiality with what you say to the therapist, depending on where you're located, it might be a little bit different depending on the state. But typically, everything you say in therapy, whether it's face to face in person or online through video, face to face, is confidential, except in situations where there might be safety concerns for yourself, for others, or concerns related to abuse of a child, an older adult, or a person with a disability. There are also some circumstances related to a court order where things may not be confidential. Outside of those circumstances, everything you say in therapy is confidential, and you should be able to say anything that's on your mind and be uncensored. Okay, let's see. So, some other questions were related to other tips to make online therapy easier, whether you're a provider or the client. And, the comfortable space that I mentioned before is really important. And it's also important to remember that it is still therapy. So, you want to be comfortable, but you don't want to get too comfortable. So you don't want to be drinking wine. It's not necessarily a casual conversation with a friend. You don't want to be laying in bed. Still treat it like you would if you were going for an office visit. Another thing that's really important is eye contact. So it's important for you and your therapist to figure out how to maneuver the camera so it looks like you're making eye contact with each other. That makes such a huge difference to be able to feel like you're making that connection. Something else that could help is making sure that you have all your other windows on your device closed, notifications off, because you don't want to get distracted maybe if there's something that's happening in the news popping up or if you get an email. You want to be able to focus fully on your therapy session and not be distracted with that. Okay. I also got a lot of questions about finding a therapist. So, in general, the therapeutic relationship, so the relationship that you have with your therapist, research shows is the most important aspect of change. So it's really, really, really important for you to feel comfortable opening up and sharing what you're experiencing with your therapist. That's the most important factor. So you could ask friends and family if they have any recommendations, if you feel comfortable sharing that. When you're looking online for a therapist, when you're reading the descriptions, see if any stick out to you or really resonate with how you're feeling. Because again, that relationship and feeling connected to the therapist is so important. Another way to see and test to see how you feel with a therapist is to ask if they offer a free consultation, whether through phone or video. I recommend video so you could also get a sense of what the online therapy environment might be like. So, in this brief consultation, you could ask them, what therapy is like with them, what their process is, what it might look like for you week to week. Now, they might not have specific, detailed answers because therapy can be different, for everybody and the style. But by having that conversation, you can pay attention to how you feel talking to them because that'll tell you a lot about what the experience will be like and if it's someone that you'll feel safe enough to open up with about some of the deep things that you might be feeling. Okay, so I hope all of these tips were helpful and I was able to answer some questions about online therapy. So, in a future video, I'm going to talk about what to do if you feel like maybe therapy is not working with you or if you feel sort of stuck in the therapy with your therapist. And I'll offer some suggestions on what you can do in those situations. All right, so if you found this video helpful, please share it with others who you also think may benefit from it. All right, until next time, take care.